All right, everybody, welcome back to the show, and welcome back to, well, this is going to be the third quarter of 1986, Game 2 of Bulls versus Celtics. Jordan's 63-point game. So far, we've gone through the first half, and Jordan has 23 points. Like I said in the end of the last video, who's settling for quite a few jumpers here. So I'm not a huge fan of his shot selection. But to be fair, every single time he tries to take it to the basket, which he has successfully a couple of times, he's getting trapped by the entire team right there in the paint. So the defense is wild with Boston, but most importantly, it's those big guys. The big guys, Bill Walton, Parrish, McHale, these guys are just like, they're destroying it on defense and also getting just like endless rebounds. So the fact that the Bulls are up 58-51 is wild at this point, because honestly, offensively, the Celtics aren't playing all that great, and despite that, they're still only down by 7. You know what I mean? It's just a testament to how good this team was. Like any other team, I feel like they should be getting blown away at this point, but they just keep chipping away. Guys, first of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you for watching. We're going to do the third quarter now. Like the video if you haven't done it. I'd appreciate it a lot. Shout out to members. The link to the original video is down below in the description, as well as a list of all members. Extra shout out to members for supporting me when it comes to stuff like this. And without further ado, let's get right back into it.
Celtics lead 1-0 in games, but the Bulls lead here 58-51 at Boston Garden, where the Celtics lost only one time this year. Tommy, is that 58-51 Chicago lead deceiving in any way?
It could very well be, Dick. The Celtics shot very poorly, and the Bulls defense against the low post game, the various double teamings that they did, confused the Celtics, and I think they might get that straightened away at halftime. They're used to it. I think they might have taken the Bulls a little lightly in this first half. I think the Bulls should be up by at least 20.
I had the same sentiment, yeah.
Look at some of the key statistics of the first half. Michael Jordan owned the backcourt.
Yep. So you see, Jordan's doing his job as far as the perimeter wise, but the big guys are getting dominated. So that's where the difference is being made here.
The Celtics combined had only 8. Rare for the Chicago Bulls to turn it over only one time in a half. But that's what they did. But when it came to the offensive rebounding, Boston owned that aspect of the game. And
that's where they're getting killed, you guys.
But when it came to the
I'm glad to see the stat, because that's absolutely where they're getting crushed. Second chance points, offensive rebounds, the big dudes.
Offensive rebounding, Boston owned that aspect of the game.
All right, let's get back into it.
The Bulls 33-18.
Thanks for watching with me, all.
The Celtics shoot 38% in a half, and that's what they did. Yet they trail by only 7. Underway third period. Kyle Macy in the backcourt along with Michael Jordan, who has the ball now.
Ooh, Parrish on him.
Starts it forward with Oakley and Woolridge.
They call travel.
Very unusual lineup that the Bulls have out there. Who is playing center? Oakley, Woolridge. They got a small front line in there.
No Corzine?
Very fast. Maybe they're going to run.
I guess so.
Only lead in the game was 2.
That's a risky move, man, because they were already getting dominated by the size. So they're playing a small ball lineup.
2-0 to start.
Oakley at center.
Inside of McHale. McHale starts things in the second half.
Yeah, McHale
has 19 points, and it's a 5-point lead.
McHale played great in the first quarter.
Oakley hardly played in that first half. As a matter of fact, just 7 minutes and scored 4 points.
That's because he had 3 fouls in the first quarter.
The key man again, perhaps off the bench, as Woolridge misses. He's taking some wild shots.
Yeah, Woolridge is not playing great.
Time.
Looking inside, McHale against Oakley and company. Misses that shot. I can't believe he missed it. Underneath the hoop. Had to bring it out. Lost it out of bounds. Ooh, another turnover. That's 8 turnovers now. Look at the rebound count. Look at this, 18-35. Man, I knew I was watching, like when I was watching it, like this is just, they're getting killed on the rebounds.
Celtics with a tremendous domination off the glass.
They're doubling them. They're getting 2 for 1. 2-1.
Woolridge with 13 points. He has the ball along with Jordan's 23.
It doesn't look like they're running. It looks like they're playing some sluggish iso ball here.
One-on-one game, I think they ought to
What are we going to do?
park that for a while and find somebody else.
Banks working against Bird on the post-up.
Good pass out.
Team, and Woolridge misses again. Here's Michael Jordan.
There's Michael Jordan.
Basket will be good and a foul, and 25 for Michael Jordan.
It shouldn't be his job to get these rebounds, but here he is.
You know, this lineup that they have in there,
I don't get it.
I got to ask him after the game why it's in there, because there's no real size and
no real strength.
Oakley's pretty strong, but there's no inside game or board banging going on.
You mean Sidney Green?
Sidney Green, I think. He's got 3 fouls. Maybe they're trying to save him, but
so does Oakley.
McHale can have a field day against this unit.
Yes.
Minute and a half.
And that's what I'm worried about. Kevin McHale right now. I think Woolridge is on him.
Gone by in the third period, 61-53, an 8-point lead. Bird inside
there's Bird.
Line, hits for 2.
Bird busted
Larry
his.
Bird has 14 points. They've been not a lot.
Bird went scoreless in the first quarter. He busted his fingers, got taped up, and then he's been lights out ever since.
To get that shot off, haven't they?
They've been in his
Go
jersey
figure,
with
right?
him. They've taken his defender out of the normal team defense.
Ainge is on Macy, who has attempted only 1 shot in the ball game. Woolridge working against McHale goes in, and a good move by Orlando.
Nice take, Orlando.
15 in the game.
I guess they're going to give it to him until he gets it right.
6 for 18 is the shooting for Woolridge. 33%. Ainge for 3.
Ooh, good rebound.
Rebound by the O.
There you go.
Stan Holbeck does not
Time to wake up, Woolridge.
Of respect for Kevin McHale's defense.
Ooh.
Jordan goes up, no basket and a foul.
And see, this is why I just wanted to show you guys again. I'll show you one last time.
Stan Holbeck
Why
does
Jordan
not
hasn't
have
been going
a lot
to the basket too much yet. Because you got first line of defense, no problem. But it's second line, and then eventually the third line of defense. That's going to get ridiculous as they start trapping all over him.
Respect for
like
Kevin
this.
McHale's defense.
He had to split. He had to go up against 3 guys there, basically, just to get the shot off.
No basket and a foul.
Quite the contrast to 2025,
Dennis
guys.
Johnson with his 3rd personal foul and a timeout here with 9:38 to go in the 3rd.
So far, as long as they've had Jordan in the lineup, they've had a lead.
So Michael Jordan with 49 in game 1, 26 right now, and Tommy asked some of the Celtic guards their observations on how to play Michael Jordan.
Foul him and hope someone else can come in and do the job.
You know, if the team can't stop him, maybe he'll shoot himself to death.
I don't know. I guess you give a call to Clint Eastwood because there's not much you can do at that point.
Just let him go.
They all tried.
That's wild to see from his opponents, and they're all just like, "Yeah, we can't guard him." These guys gotta hope he misses.
Thursday, including this man, Dennis Johnson. But when the second half came to play, Dennis Johnson with a tremendous effort. He had 7 baskets in a row in the 3rd period and 26, and he did a better job against Jordan. By the way, Celtic guards are shooting 3 for 13.
Wow.
Chicago with it with Jordan with 9.5. Long range.
Oh,
Jordan
what a shot.
And a 10-point lead for the Chicago Bulls.
Damn.
Keep in mind their biggest lead in the first half was 11.
11?
And they're close to that now. Crowd getting a bit anxious again, Tom.
Boy, and Gene Banks is doing a well of a job of trying to stay with Larry Bird.
Not an easy task. Oakley comes out.
There it
to
is.
Bird hits.
Yeah, Bird
Larry
is fully
Bird now
activated.
hitting 2 outside shots in the first 3 minutes of this 3rd period.
Casey Jones counts on Larry Bird to bring him out of the doldrums.
Yeah.
He's done it. Remember that Philadelphia game here when he did it to the tune of 3 3-point plays in the final moments of the first half.
Hey, to be fair, in the first quarter, Bird contributed to this discrepancy in points as he put up 0 points in the first quarter. So it is kind of his obligation to bring his team back in.
Jordan
He's the
working
leader.
against Dennis Johnson. McHale getting ready to help out. He does, but Banks is there with a feed. And Parrish commits the foul.
there you go.
And that'll be his 4th personal foul. 4 on 0-0.
Well, Larry
That's
Bird
big.
forgot
In comes Bill Walton.
Gene Banks and let him sneak in there. Bird, the ultimate team defender for the Celtics, had his total concentration on Jordan that time.
Tell you the truth, Big Bill's been playing way better than Robert Parrish so far anyways. I think he's got something stupid like, I don't know, like 12 or 13 rebounds off the bench in 1 half.
Advantage of the great depth
I don't even think I'm
Celtics
exaggerating.
have. Bill Walton, Parrish goes out. He has scored 6 points and is burdened with 4 fouls, but Bill Walton has 6 points and 13 rebounds in the game, and he has been the big center force for the Celtics today. Dick Stockton and Tom
Off the
Heizman here
bench.
at Boston Garden.
One
Capacity
half.
crowd, 262nd consecutive. First weekend of the NBA playoffs here on CBS, and the Celtics trailing the Chicago Bulls by 10, 67-57. A big shocker if the Bulls can hold the lead. Boston lost only once here all year.
Wow.
Leading.
Did you guys hear that? Boston's only lost one game at home all season.
No, 1-0 in the best of 5. Walton puts up the short
Yeah,
shot.
Bill Walton making his presence.
Confusion factor.
Presence felt right off the bat.
Stan Albeck hoped to introduce into his defense in the low post. Sometimes double team, sometimes not. Send the double from different directions. It's working.
Oakley and Woolridge can't be guarding.
Walton again handling the ball with 11
Bill
on the
Walton.
shot clock.
MJ, what you got? What
Dueling
you got?
with Dennis Johnson.
Good look, good look.
Walton loses the rebound to Woolridge and fouls him.
All right, all right. Woolridge finally coming alive in a third, guys.
Of two determined men going for one ball, and Bill Walton commits his 4th foul. So both
That's big. That's a good strategy. Get all their big men in foul trouble. Kevin McHale, too.
Celtics centers, Walton and Parrish, have 4 fouls.
Walton spreading out, but the quicker player, Woolridge, is able to step inside. Normally, Walton plays against the bigger, slower guys that don't have the ability to use their quick feet to step inside. You saw what Sidney Green was able to do to him in the first half.
But the foul story now becomes focused on the 2 Celtics centers who have 4 fouls. If one or both get into foul trouble, that could be a major factor down the stretch.
Indeed.
Should be, but they're smart enough to use those fouls. I'm not too concerned if I were Casey Jones at this point. 4 fouls.
Don't forget, you have that man, Greg Kite, in his 3rd year, who's quite a banger, who has seen some quality minutes this year. Nearly 4 minutes going by, 3rd period, and a whistle and a foul away from the ball. Called against Chicago, and a derisive cheer from the crowd, who would think that the Bulls have had the edge in calls so far. Charles Oakley, that's his 4th personal foul.
Damn.
4 on Oakley, the rookie from Virginia Union.
Everyone's in foul trouble in this
Double
slugfest.
team on McHale. Open is Johnson, penetrates and scores.
Damn. How did that happen? Oops.
Virginia
Where's DJ?
Union.
1. Is it you? Nope, you're on Bird. MJ with the weak side help.
Double team on McHale.
Yep. And no one had you. No one had your back. But yeah, you did a full commit there.
McHale. Open is Johnson, penetrates.
He got back though. Jesus, he's fast. Yeah, I would say that was initiated by the weak side help from MJ.
Now that time they doubled, and they forgot to get to Dennis Johnson quick enough. The rotation of the defense of the Bulls wasn't there.
Yep, I agree. Because I want to blame MJ, but at the same time, the defense was kind of responsible for covering the gap when he's committed to a double team there.
8-point lead for Chicago. They led by 7 at the half.
Either way, I'll just say bad defense.
Remaining
Bulls.
in the 3rd. Double on Jordan.
Oh, good.
Inside, and Banks lost the ball. Got hit in the eye, but lost the ball. Celtics pushing it up, and Ainge goes in. And the foul will be against Chicago. Ainge may be the spark that the Celtics haven't had to get their fast break going so far.
Yeah, he's a tough dude.
Push man, because
Danny
he has
Ainge.
the desire to really attack the defense. Dennis Johnson, when he gets the ball on the outlet, really kind of 3/4 it up the court. Danny Ainge has got more speed to apply to the fast break than DJ does.
Ainge with his first point of the ball game.
I'd argue DJ plays better defense, though.
Coming in.
Not that Danny Ainge is not good at it.
Free throw shooter. Misses one of them, though. Foul,
He's
by
definitely
the way,
a better
was on
shooter,
Macy,
though.
his first.
Ainge from
Macy with the
from
ball,
long
guarded
range.
by Ainge.
Long range Danny Ainge literally was his nickname.
Dennis Johnson is sticking with Jordan effectively. Jordan can't seem to get away, losing the ball momentarily. And losing it for good is Oakland.
They had Jordan coming off a pick,
Bird.
too. Or a screen. Damn!
And a 20-second timeout called by Chicago. Listen to the crowd as the Celtics have come back, still trailing by 5. This is the exciting time of the year in the NBA, and the playoffs continue next weekend. We'll be on the air Saturday, 3:30 Eastern time, and then a doubleheader on Sunday, beginning at 1 o'clock Eastern. Of course, we don't know what matchups you'll see, It could be at the tail end, game 5s of the first round matchups, or the beginning of the conference semifinals, whatever it is.
Also, those of you who forgot, or younger folk out there watching, first round of the playoffs back then was a 5-game series, so first to 3 and you're out.
You'll see some exciting action next weekend on CBS. Philadelphia leading a tight battle over Washington, 64-61 in the Spectrum. The Bullets lead 1-0 in the best of 5 of that series.
Philadelphia needs Moses Malone. They've lost their power guy inside.
Crowd is turned up a notch.
Oh, yeah, the Garden's alive. That's not good for the Bulls.
See how Chicago responds. Woodard.
No call.
Banks.
There you go, Banks. Good offensive
Banks
board.
quiets them for the moment at least.
Oh, what a smart play by Gene Banks. Got right in there as they went to the penetration, got the good position on the offensive board.
Celtics spreading out their offense, making Chicago play more one-on-one defense, not the team variety. Ainge with a move on Mason.
Ooh, good defense.
And the foul on
damn.
the pass. So one-shot foul.
I don't know about that
Let's watch
one.
Banks here on the glass you talked about.
There's Larry Bird going to the penetration, and look
Oh, yeah.
at Banks
Good, no
coming
call.
right in there, steps inside with nobody really blocking him out.
Yep. That's what happens when you
Timeout
don't
called by
box out.
Boston with
which is
6:27
surprising.
remaining in the third. Celtics have won 32 in a row at home, but the point is, in the best
32 in a row at home? What the hell?
all-time home record in the history of the league at 40-1.
Is that still the best all-time record, you guys? Is this Boston Celtic team that team?
Every home team has won so far in the playoffs, with the exception of the first game when the Bullets shocked Philadelphia with that 18-0 spurt at the end.
Well, the further you go into the playoffs, the home court advantage isn't as great because the teams are closer together in talent, and they're closer together in mental toughness and battling against the home crowd.
No, one thing, and that is the Houston Rockets with a 2-0 lead over Sacramento have to play that Tuesday night game in the Arco Dome where the Kings were unbeaten this year. We'll see if that jinx continues.
Very impressed with the Bulls in this quarter. They've used a lot of good, solid offense.
Yeah.
Bird from Walt.
Bird got good position there.
Strange lineup, huh?
Would he come off the screen? All right,
Very
here he
impressed
is.
with the Bulls in this quarter. They've used a
he
lot
just
of good, solid offense.
Bird from Walt.
He's just
Even
quick.
with that strange lineup,
He's
huh?
smart.
Well, that's strange. I got to ask him after the game why he came out. I never would have thought of this lineup.
Folks, if you want to know what Tommy's doing after the game, he'll be asking Stan Albeck
Yeah.
about his lineup.
They don't have a true center in there.
Woolridge working against McHale.
Oh, not.
Basket is good.
Dude, Woolridge really came alive in the third.
Woolridge gets the hoop. And Woolridge now with 19 points.
Maybe he heard me talking trash.
I think that Stan Albeck really feels that there's not enough good one-on-one defenders on the Celtics. Here's the move by Woolridge against McHale. He feels McHale can't guard Woolridge. That's why he's attacking him. I would have never believed it myself. I think McHale's a very good defensive player.
Another point here. The Celtics shot 38% in the first half. They're 7 for 9 so far in the third period, and yet the Bulls have added a point to their lead. And a whistle before the shot. Illegal defense against Chicago, and that's a technical foul. The second time an illegal defense call is made, it's a technical.
Yeah.
So Danny Ainge, who's been shooting, interestingly enough, Larry Bird was the free throw shooting champion this year.
I forgot about that aspect too, because it covers the entire game. So I think they got called the first time in the second quarter for this, but if you get called twice in a game, technical foul.
But Ainge has been shooting the tees lately.
Shooting the
Not
tees.
seen any tempo in this game in the third quarter whatsoever. This has been a chess match with Boris taking 2 minutes to think about his next move. That's how long the game is developing as far as I'm concerned. No pace whatsoever.
Dennis Johnson with the ball.
Boris with the ball.
Yeah, 5:40 to go. Bird.
Bird. Good position.
Larry Bird with a left-handed move with 20 points now in the ball game.
He's so good
Keep
at
in
that.
mind, he did not score until there were over 9 minutes remaining in the first half.
Can you guys list another player that was more ambidextrous than Larry Bird?
Didn't double him that time.
Meaning you can use both hands.
Banks forced him to the middle. Made him take a tough shot.
He's 4 for 4.
Good look,
this
good
half.
look.
Macy hits it,
What?
and the foul on Ainge. And I'm sure Casey Jones is saying, here's a guy that's taken one shot in the game. Why foul him all the way out there?
Right.
Well, that's a shot.
That was a good.
And
Once again, Orlando Woolrich. Well done.
I think
he created
if you take
all that.
A long-distance shot like that, Kyle Macy, if he hits it, and all of a sudden it changes your thinking on the way you're going to drop into the paint to help. You got to go out there and try and shut him down a little bit.
Ainge with 3. Well, they got burned to a 3-point. Fare thee well, and it's 77-69. Once again, Chicago by 8 with 5 minutes 10 seconds to go.
Ooh, good play.
So Bird.
Foul against Chicago. You're right.
Isn't that 5 on Woolrich?
Chicago can do it with Woolrich and or Jordan. The Celtics can do it with Larry Bird.
And nobody.
Oh no, that was Oakley. My
bad. The rotation to stop that cutter quite quick enough. Almost got a hoop out of it.
2 fouls now on Orlando. Woolrich and Johnson
Just 2.
shooting 2 shots.
I'd argue that was a good foul.
Bird is responding to the defense that
Bird
the
and DJ
Bulls
had him
are playing against him. One time he doesn't get doubled, he makes the swooping move into the lane. This time he gets doubled, he sets up 2 easy free throws.
Is that taking what the defense gives you?
Well, he's a guy that, as I said in the beginning, takes advantage of every half inch. Imagine if you give him a yard.
6-point game, Chicago leading. Biggest lead was 11 in the first half. They had a 10-point lead here in this period. Jordan, first half, they had a 10-point lead here.
That's not me, guys.
Jordan with a juke and a move, and Dennis Johnson got a piece
man.
Boy, that was some defensive play by Dennis
I didn't like that shot.
Celtics can cut it to 4.
I didn't like it the first time.
Away, Chicago ball.
That was a terrible call.
Guys, it's just so wild to see how different Jordan was in his early years. I mean, this is only his second year, if you could even call it that, because he was injured the whole year. But how different he was at reading the defenses back then. He got so much better every year.
Oh, the man was on his arm. Should have been a foul.
All right, what are we doing? You're going to use your athleticism
up on
now.
Top, a 1-4 offensive alignment for the Bulls. Macy working Ainge. Banks. Woolrich.
Good look. Short.
Swung it nicely, but Woolrich missed it all.
The hell was that?
And the Celtics once again with a chance to cut it to 4.
Oh,
Bird.
Got you. Wow, Larry.
He lost his footing, but yet made the layup.
I know, I thought it was about to fall.
By Stan Albeck, it's a 4-point Chicago lead.
What a recovery by Bird. All right, MJ's been ice cold in the third.
The Celtics have outscored Chicago 14-8 to cut a 10-point lead to 4.
Which is wild. That's why it's so fun to watch these games. Because when you just watch the highlights, it doesn't look like it was possible that Jordan was having even a bad, couple of minutes, like 6 minutes of bad basketball. Because he put up 63 freaking points. But then you can just tell what's coming. What's coming in the next video, guys, in the fourth quarter overtime video.
And Danny Ainge,
he's going to have to explode.
You have to force your way to act of willpower to create tempo sometimes when you get caught in a rhythm. And there's Danny Ainge. He was challenged, and he'll have none of it. He's going to take it as hard at the defense as he can. And now they're in a good attack position. And then allow Bird, even with that stumbling move, to come in and make a layup. That's what pace can do.
Looking at the replay, I don't even know if he did slip.
22 in the ball game.
Maybe that was intentional because
Jordan and
worked.
Woolrich have 48.
Come on, MJ.
77 points.
There you go.
Jordan.
Ooh, that was off his foot.
And the Bulls still have it. 3-point shot missed by Macy.
That one was not necessary.
Under 4 minutes remaining in the third period. Keep in mind that the Bulls had a 7-point lead in the way they were playing. Tommy's opinion anyway.
Watch out for...
had a bigger lead. The Celtics getting an extra life. Dennis Johnson is fouled decisively.
Okay, now I'm getting pissed off at the Bulls here. Because there's obviously...
in the way they were playing.
This is multiple times now. There's obviously a rule. Bird gets the ball in the post. We come in and we double. But how many times is DJ going to break away without the weak side help coming to help? Like, how many times have we seen this now?
Tommy's opinion.
Like, come on. We know what's happening here. You three. All three of you just compacted in this area. No one kicking back. That's some terrible defense, guys.
Should have had a bigger lead.
And did you get the foul, too? Like
Dennis Johnson is fouled decisively there.
Damn.
On the give and go. On the pass from Bird.
Well, that time...
There's no tougher guard in the league than Dennis Johnson.
Double-teamed Bird, and they isolated Bird down there. Everybody on the weak side of the Celtics is away from the ball, but they did move quickly, but not quick enough.
Yep. I'm disappointed in that weak side help.
McHale, who has 19 but only 2 in this third period.
Because that was a legit trap.
Low post game. Casey Jones says Larry Bird shall lead us out of the darkness.
Larry Bird shall lead us out of the darkness.
And so far, he's been doing a pretty good job.
Bill Walton has been the Celtics center, played more time than Robert Parrish, although both have 4 personal fouls, with 3:42 remaining in this third period.
The Bulls now have to continue to play intelligent basketball like they did the first couple of minutes of this game. They slowed the tempo down. Don't take bad shots. Move it around.
And the Bullets have regained the lead over Philadelphia, 79-75. The Celtics
good one.
scored 6 in a row. And Dennis Johnson hacks Michael Jordan, and that'll be number 4 on DJ. 4 fouls on Dennis Johnson. Welcome to the club. Parrish and Walton, charter members right now.
Let's see this.
And Dennis is playing him straight up nose, and that means...
Ooh. Oh, I mean, he slapped his hand, but that's a tough call. In 86, oh no, he did smack his arm. It's a fair call, but it's a tough call in 86.
Means that he's Jordan with that great first step.
You did whack his shooting arm.
Dennis, because Dennis doesn't have the same kind of foot movement and foot speed.
Jordan is 8 for 8 from the line.
Oof.
Going for his 30th point of the game here.
This is the time of the ball game that you go to Michael Jordan, I think. He's strong. They didn't overuse him in the first half. These are the crunch points.
And we have not seen Sidney Green this half.
No.
I agree, because at this point, it's almost time for Jordan to sit down and get his final breather.
Gotta be a reason why. 3:25 remaining in the third period.
I'm going to ask Stan after the game again.
It's 2 questions. Oakley is on Walton.
Oakley should not be on
there
Walton.
with the offensive rebound. Leading Wedman, short shot. And Oakley the rebound. Wedman had a shot he normally made.
They really gave up on Corzine, huh? They're done with Corzine.
Against
all right.
79-75.
You're crazy.
Boston.
It's a 1-on-4.
Open is Macy.
Good pass, good shot.
Macy hits. 7 points for Kyle Macy. And the Bulls, who had their lead cut to 2, now up to 6 again.
When he has time to sight the basket, which the penetration of Jordan gives him, he'll make that shot, Kyle Macy.
Yeah, and that's what I want to see more of. And obviously, we saw way more of this as Jordan continued to develop. But take it to the basket, earn that triple, quadruple team, hit the open shooters.
Under 3 minutes remaining in the
Same thing I've been hoping that Ant-Man figures out sooner rather than later.
Period.
Take advantage of those double teams. There's a weakness exploited.
Knocked away. Celtics possession. Let's bring you up to date again on the foul situation. Corzine and Oakley with 4. Parrish, Walton, and Dennis Johnson with 4.
Oh, so that's part of it. Corzine has 4 fouls, but so does Oak. Now what do you do, Coach? Everyone is in foul trouble here.
And before the Celtics can inbound, Jerry Seasting will come back in the ball game, replacing Dennis Johnson.
That's going to put Danny Ainge on Jordan.
And a drive by Ainge.
Okay.
And Jordan on Danny Ainge.
And Ainge chalks one up there. And they're down to 4 points now. The first field goal.
All right, Danny, what you got?
Ainge might even do a better job than DJ because he's used to playing point guards, shifty guys.
The other night
would disagree.
Jordan. This is tipped up. Tipped up again. Oakley fighting.
My guess is, I mean, DJ was guarding Jordan like glue. Like, he wasn't giving Jordan an inch to breathe. So the problem was Jordan wasn't able to catch the ball often because he wasn't able to break free. Danny Ainge, I think it's going to go a little different. I think Jordan's going to excel with Danny Ainge on him. Once again, no disrespect to Danny Ainge. It's just basketball.
To the Celtics, who can cut it to 2.
Oh.
Ainge.
Good play, Danny Ainge.
Is fouled.
Fun fact, Jordan and Danny Ainge still play golf together.
And
Danny Ainge plays golf with Steph Curry, too.
From the free throw line to try to bring the Celtics to within 2 points. John Paxson comes into the ball game.
Porn stash Paxson.
And Kyle Macy goes out. Macy with 4 fouls.
Danny Ainge, you know, is a very big guy to play point guards. He's got exceptional quickness for his size and has learned to contain a real good fast man between his knees.
Yeah, they shifted him to more of a shooting guard later on in his career.
Play straight on defense, and that's just the type of guy that might do a great job on Michael Jordan.
All right, you seem pretty adamant about it. Maybe you're right. Let's find out.
In the third period.
Oopsie.
Ainge with the interception. And it almost went in.
Yeah, Danny Ainge, he's giving the energy.
So Danny Ainge is clearly the spark plug for the Boston Celtics here in the third period.
Yeah, he is. He did it for my Suns, too, in '93 as well.
Great defensive play and getting the crowd into the game.
Came off the bench and brought a lot of energy.
What a move.
I got a lot of respect for Ainge.
You know, when you play a Michael Jordan and he knows he's got get that first step on you, boy, that gives him a world of confidence.
Tie game.
He's saying to him, you can't do it.
And we're tied at 81. 6 in a row run off by the Celtics. And they have erased a 10-point lead here in the third period that the Bulls enjoyed early on. Inside to Jordan.
Oh, man, that's so much traffic.
And it's Oakley who gets credit for the
That was
basket.
a wild play.
Oakley.
What even happened?
Enjoyed early
All right, hold on. Good cut, good pass. I mean, that's a good spot for you, MJ, but oh man, not anymore. You got 3 bodies right on you. Okay. The ball goes up. I don't even know how. I don't even know what happens there. Like how'd the ball get there? Where did the ball get released? In this blurry I can't tell you guys.
Inside to Jordan.
He just chucked it up, huh?
It's Oakley who gets credit for the basket. Charles Oakley.
All right, Oak. What?
And a technical foul.
Danny Ainge?
Has been leveled by Jake O'Donnell.
Some things never change. He got a little too hot there.
I think that was an unnecessary technical foul by Jake O'Donnell. It was called from one end of the court. Danny Ainge made a gesture, and Jake O'Donnell was completely up the other end of the court. He made it. He's looking for it.
Nice.
Jordan, 31 points. And the Celtics trail by 3 with...
Guys, so we're almost headed to the first quarter, or the fourth quarter. Jordan's got 31. Did I hear?
Points. Jordan, 31 points.
He's got 32 more to go.
And the Celtics trail by 3 with 1:35 to go.
Earmuffs, children. Earmuffs.
Ainge. Trying to fake Jordan. Good
Oh,
step
man. Danny Ainge is feeling it.
And the basket. Great first step by Danny Ainge, who keeps the pressure on for the Celtics. And it's 84-83 Chicago.
Yeah, we got ourselves a game
Taking
now.
the tempo away from the Celtics, trying to Michael Jordan.
Just take him, MJ. Just take him. You're faster.
Points in this period for Ainge.
That shot.
What a great shot.
That's ridiculous.
Chicago.
See, one thing I notice about young Jordan is he's underestimating his speed. He doesn't need to do all this. He could actually just burst with his first step right past the first line of defense.
The Celtics
I feel the same way about Kyrie Irving sometimes, you guys.
10 points
when I watch him.
For Ainge. And what a great shot and a basket and a foul. You talk about birds, sheer determination.
Let me know if you guys can fill me on that one with Kyrie. Because sometimes I think, like, dude, you had him on the first dribble. You know what I mean? And it looked pretty after that, what you were doing, but you actually had him on the first dribble. You could have blown by.
Points of a game, Michael Jordan has those same qualities.
And I think Jordan went to a point later on by the 90s where he was more of a 2 dribble, and then he was in position. He knew exactly where to be. Back then, young Jordan, he didn't quite know yet.
He's got to watch him get around Jordan, Danny Ainge. And strong left-hand drive.
That's just a good shot, man.
There.
That's a hard
Jordan,
shot.
But Ainge is in front of him, angles him off, turns him loose to the second defender of the Celtics, but Jordan overpowers him.
And Walton
That's
has
5.
his 5th personal foul.
That was a big play by Jordan, mainly because that puts Walton's butt right back on the bench.
Bill Walton has 5. Parrish is on the bench with 4. Under a minute to go, and the Bulls
Okay, they're
lead by
leaving Walton
4.
out there.
Siesting.
I'm actually
To Webber.
shocked.
Bird.
Offensive rebounds. There you go.
And Oakley powers his way
There you
for the
go.
rebound. And Larry Bird gets called for the foul.
He hit him in the face.
That's his second personal foul, and Oakley will shoot.
Here comes the rebound. Oakley well inside, and Bird says, well, I'm going to try and knock it out of your hands from underneath. And he must have hit the ball into his jaw.
I think he did.
And Bird said,
all right, so he hit the ball. He hit the ball, but yeah, that hurts.
What a face, huh?
The face of a winner, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It is.
Here's Charles Oakley, who's a
8 rebounds.
66% free throw shooter.
Get in there.
Kevin McHale, who has 19 points, only 2 this period. Bulls have made their last 14 free throws.
Damn,
Now make it
15 free throws in a
Walton
row.
on the bench with 5. Robert Parrish also on the bench. He has 4 fouls. Celtics playing without a center. McHale is playing center at this point. Inside against Oakley. And the foul against Chicago. A push.
A very late whistle. The shot was rebounded.
Yeah, I don't even know what the call was. It was so
Sidney
late.
Green has come into the ball game. First time he has played in the second half, replacing Charles Oakley.
Orlando, that makes it 3,
Woodard
I
has
believe.
his 4th personal foul,
Fourth?
and Parrish with 4 comes back in, replacing Scott.
Damn, man. Felt like just a minute ago he was at 2
So
fouls.
Sidney Green, who performed so well in the first half for Chicago, with 4 points and
Bang.
5 rebounds in brief play, in there for the first time this half.
They've got a bigger team in there right now, the Boston Celtics. See if they can capitalize on that bigness, that size.
You ought to be fresh.
Right, because Chicago is not capitalizing on quickness and speed with fast breaks.
Bird is 24. Woodard powers his way in, blocked by McHale.
Yeah,
out of
who's the
bounds.
old man commentator? That sounds a lot like Red. Obviously it's not, but who is that? Who is that? Because he's bringing up a lot of good points. Because we're playing a small ball lineup with the Bulls. Why are we not running more on offense? You know, they're holding their own the best they can on defense, but the advantage, the whole point of going small ball is so we can beat them on the breaks on the offensive end. But I don't see them running at all.
Chicago still has it. Kevin McHale with the blocked shot. He's had at least 1 block in the last 30 games for the Celtics.
Well, Woolridge rolls back, and there's McHale
Good
right
block.
there with him.
4th block this game.
4th
Jordan
block
against
this game. Nice shot.
Jumper good with 16 seconds to go, 91-85.
Ainge forced him left, forced him right into the second defender, but Jordan with that great leaping ability can go over the big guys too.
Playing for the last shot. Ainge
You guys
goes
feel me?
to
It sounds a
three
little
and
bit like
hits
Red Auerbach.
it. 7 seconds, Chicago has an opportunity, leading by 2.
Oh, Pax, what you got?
Blocked by McHale.
Oh, not much.
And that'll do it.
Kevin McHale just manhandled him. Oh,
That'll
no,
do it. At the end of
Pax.
the third period, the Bulls have taken the blows against this
Giggity.
great Celtic team and lead 91-88.
Dude, seeing a young
at the
Rick
end of the
Carlisle
third
is
period. And we'll return
wild.
after this word from your local station.
That man has served the NBA.
Let's have a review
His
of this
whole
ball
life.
game. Chicago sparked
All
by
right, guys. Here, wait. Let me just. Bang. Okay, I'm going to save that. All right. Guys, I think I'm making a mistake. This might have to be like 5 parts. Because I'm looking and we got an hour left in this. Like, what the hell? What the hell is this? Anyways, okay. This has been a wild ride so far. What a game. It's been a roller coaster, actually. Now, the Celtics look like they're in control at this point. Jordan was struggling quite a bit in the third quarter, but in the last couple of minutes, he came back alive. Before that, another key element is Orlando Woolridge kind of came alive in the third quarter, so that's big. Everyone is in foul trouble, so that's bad. Bill Walton still being a monster. Kevin McHale still being a monster. Bird is activated for sure. Robert Parrish has been sitting on the bench a lot. Oh man, I don't know. It's been a wild game so far. I'm intrigued, but also excited to see how we still have an hour left, and the fourth quarter is about to start. Yeah, I know about overtime, but like, what the hell? Like, this is what? Yeah, what 1.5 quarters should not last as long as 2 full quarters, 3 full quarters. So we'll see what's going on in the next one. And everyone, thank you so much for watching. Once again, please leave this video a like. It helps out a lot. Shout out to members. I'll see you guys in the comments. Remember to do your best with the timestamps with something like this. If you're trying to get our attention to a certain play, don't just be like, oh, that totally wasn't a foul. You know, like, I know in the moment it makes sense, but to everybody reading, nobody will know what it means. So if you could stick a timestamp in there and be like, you know, and critique a play or whatever, then we can all jump in on the conversation. Guys, I'm heading out. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that bell if you want to get notified for the next one. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. And I'll see you with the 4th quarter real soon. All right, everybody, be water, my friends. I appreciate y'all.